break down.
The project not only provided toilets to individuals, but built facilities for 2 of the hurricane shelters where no toilets existed. This absence, essentially, made the use of the shelter problematic, especially in the case of a longer disaster scenario. The provision of adequate bathroom facilities makes the shelter self-contained and negates the risks involved in leaving the shelter for toilet purposes. In addition, it makes the center more functional on a day-to-day basis if it is to be used as a center for training or community meetings. In the village of Jordan, a simple shelter was built by the community with local materials and outside materials provided by DIPECHO funds in order to house between 6 and 10 families that had their homes flooded on a regular basis each season. In more severe floods, it would mean the community would not have to move far from their homes. In Sarawi, the community center was deemed by locals to be adequate for floods, except that the roof was collapsing in places and the wooden roof beams had been eaten away by termites. There were many leaks in the roof and doors and shutters were missing. The re-roofing using metal beams and the provision of storm shutters and doors means that the center is now secure and suitable for a flood shelter and lower category hurricanes. A skilled welder from the community was employed, and the community was involved in removing the old roof and putting the new one in place, as well as painting the center.
The drainage work in Hope Creek mitigates against a type of flood experienced in June during Tropical Storm Arthur. The work involved the excavation of new drainage channels and the installation of 7 culverts with head walls. The community chose the project and meetings were held with the Ministry of Works so that the work supplemented existing government plans.
Whilst the impact of a disaster may be reduced through mitigation work and the CDRT may be able to respond to the initial needs of the community, it is important that the village is able to contact the outside world to let it know their status.
In order to do this, the DIPECHO VI project provided communications equipment to several of the villages. This consisted of 2-way radios in 8 communities and the hospital in Punta Gorda, which can now communicate with many of the communities in the district. 2 repeater stations were needed, 1 in each of the districts, to ensure widespread radio coverage.
Once information gets out to the community, it is up to the National Emergency Management Organisation, NEMO, and its partners to respond. The Belize Red Cross is perhaps NEMO's major partner in disaster response, and as such requires response plans, both at a district and national level.
District plans were drawn up by each branch so that they are prepared for any future event and can respond accordingly.
Of course, like all Belizeans, the Community Disaster Response and National Intervention teams hope that they will never have to put their new skills to use. However, thanks to ECHO and the Belize Red Cross, they are now ready and prepared to respond, should the people of Belize need them. As Belizeans say,
Better safe than sorry.
We are a nation of many different cultures, working together to make the country better. Hands in hands, respect for one another. It's the only way we'll make our country great. If you come from Taiwan, all are we the one. If you come from India, all are we the one. I say, if you come from China, all are we the one. I say, when you're from Jamaica, all are we the one. I say, all are we the one. All are we the Belizean. I say, all are we the one. All are we the Belizean. I say, all are we the one. All are we the Belizean. I say, All are we the one.
All are we the Belizean.
One people, one country, one nation. We must learn each other's culture and enjoy the many different flavors. Whether boom and chime, marimba or baranda, that's what we own. Charity begins at home. If you are a Creole,
All are we the one.
I say if you're a Garifuna,